Hey guys, it's Monday, and we have something new for you today and for about the next 12 months, and that is Day by Day Expressions. So you know that we've been talking about what your daily time with the Lord looks like, and we've tried to give you some helps and hints on how to construct that and what to do during your personal Bible study. But what I want to do over the next 12 months is I want to see how that personal time with the Lord makes its way out into everyday life. And so we're going to be talking with people and just asking them how the truth of God affects their life and how they work and what they're interested in. And so we're calling this Day by Day Expressions. And our very first guest on Day by Day Expressions is a friend of mine. I've watched her grow up. This is Catherine Daniels. Catherine, welcome to Day by Day Expressions.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Excited to be the first guest on Day by Day Expressions?
Yeah, so excited.
Yeah. So I've known Catherine. I've watched her grow up. She's a member at Garrett Memorial, but even more particular, she is the firstborn daughter of Jack and Sonny Daniels. And so, Catherine, tell us what it was like growing up in the house of Jack and Sonny Daniels.
To put it into one word, it was a little crazy.
Yeah.
It was a lot going on all the time, living on a farm, and then also having a dad who toured across the country and the world all the time.
Yeah.
So there was a lot going on, a lot of coming and going, and a lot of responsibility growing up.
Yeah. Like what I think about when I think about your family is that there's always something to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's as soon as the sun up, you guys are out working, and you're out there until the sun goes down, and even after that, it's always something to be done. And I've always admired that about Jack and Sonny and you guys. It was in that touring aspect that you kind of got introduced into a life that most kids have no idea about, and you kind of fell in love with an aspect of concerts, performance that has even helped us in church world, and that is with lighting. Tell us about how did all that start, and what happened there?
Growing up and being the oldest and also being homeschooled, I was able to go out on the road with my dad for most of the time he toured. And through that, I got to see those who performed in the limelight and who were able to sway a crowd and perform in front of them. But I also got to see what happened before that and behind the scenes of that, because most of what happened behind the scenes swayed the audience and how they felt about what was going on. And it took a lot of work and a lot of time and dedication and skill, and I was very impressed by that. So I started hanging out with that crowd on tour, and I started following them around and asking questions, and it wasn't long before I was part of that crew.
So talk to us about the impact of lights, right? Like we go to a concert, we go to a show, and there are lights, and we see them dancing around and all that stuff, and maybe we don't even think about how choreographed it is, how technical it is, and if those things are off, how off-putting that is.
I know when I first started, I really wanted to play with the flashy side of lights.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do as much as I can to make it look fun and awesome.
Yeah.
But as I did it longer and longer, I realized that lights were a part of the moment and that you could really affect how people were responding with color and pattern and movement, and it really was intricate to help a song build into something that was powerful.
Yeah. So one of the things that we'll talk about in a future episode with another guest is just the power of music. But coupled along with that is just the power of atmosphere, and lights help build in that atmosphere. So you have played a big part at our church, and I know we've had fun conversations in the past, probably when you were in that very flashy stage about fog machines and all that. And I was like, no, we're not having fog machines, Catherine. But it is, lighting in church is important. The main way that I see it is it helps focus attention. And so, how do you think about lights when it comes to just in an everyday church service?
Similar to when I was on the road, it brought people's attention
Mm-hmm.
to a certain thing. It wasn't there to be a distraction.
Yeah.
It was there to help push a message or a feeling or an atmosphere, like you said. And
Yeah.
so I think it can, with subtle changes, you can change the mood, and you're not trying to manipulate people.
Right.
You're trying to encourage them in what we're trying to express
Right.
at that very moment.
Yeah, and you do a great job of that, and you've trained others to be able to do that as well at our church, and it's been such a blessing. You know, our church is maybe not unique, but we meet in a gym, and it's hard to keep a gym clean. And one of the things I tell people is, look, these lights help you focus not on the spots that maybe we don't want you seeing here, and it does help focus attention on stage. And so you have taken something, a skill, a talent, a craft that is expressed out there in concert world, performance world, and you have brought it into the church and used it in such a way that helps make our worship service better. So I want to continue talking about this, particularly on the next episode, just about where this work ethic comes from, this mentality comes from. All right? So we'll catch you next Monday on Day by Day Expressions.